It's Madden NFL 24, and this one features Tank Dell, who's your new single-season record holder and first 2,000-yard receiver in league history. It's the Texans and the Saints, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
This is the NFL on EA Sports as we join you from the so-called Space City, Houston, Texas. Today we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here, as it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They're off to a terrific start, unbeaten at 5-0 through the first month and change.
And you can hang a lot of this early success on their defense, too. They're the tone setters for these guys, and the entire team feeds off of what they do.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. And we are underway from Houston. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
It's going to take some time to adjust to seeing Carr running out in a new uniform instead of black and silver. It's black and gold. 35,000 yards and over 200 touchdowns with the Raiders. The Saints more than willing to let him air it out all game long to a talented group of pass catchers in the Big Easy.
Incomplete.
Well, the gap man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Chris Olave, the intended receiver, and it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it, but they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well.
They got his man complete. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Takedown. Standing alone with a new NFL record, 32nd touchdown. And the Texans take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A second down pass play.
And he's missed now his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Jonathan Allen in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And this will be blown dead right around the 25-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. Pierce has it knocked loose. One of the linebackers has got it, and they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, he's going to, and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On second down, here's Pierce. Pushing his way through. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 on the first. What we saw there, that's what we know that he can do. He can break tackles and turn them into big runs, and that's what he did.
And what is the buzz phrase nowadays in football for a guy like that? Contact balance. The ability to go through trash, come out the other side, avoid, and touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce, 51 yards. And the Texans have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Now Carr. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
You can look at the defense for these Texans. It's quite a unit. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for, this is what you practice for, this is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the number 1 overall offense in the league.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Jonathan Allen, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Stroud to throw it.
Going deep for Hopkins. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
On play action, now Carr. They'll get this out to Kamara. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Carr. Up the football near his own goal line. And what else could go wrong at this point? This is going to be a defensive touchdown as they keep piling it on. Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how infrequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you are inclined to pick this as the game signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic. And as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. At the 24-yard line. Now Carr. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. William Jackson with a pick.
And, partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. An even 100 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. They'll run here with Pierce. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They go again with Pierce. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Pierce. They push forward, but I don't think it's enough. He's going to be about a yard short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. They'll run for it with Pierce. And he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him up short on 4th and goal from the 1. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Now 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Kamara up the middle. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. Out of the back and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. Oh, one of the linebackers has got it. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal.
the run. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Pierce. And this time he is in for a Houston touchdown.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
So plenty of fireworks here early. 35-0 now as the kick is away.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. Here's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine, and why do we...
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
All right, partner, Deuce is wild on this sequence. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and now 2 points thanks to the safety. Offensively, there just didn't seem to be much of a plan when they came out on attack. That let the defense create a little chaos up front and set up one of their guys to make a play and get through and record the sack.
Offense back out there along with Dameon Pierce.
And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that...
And nothing but daylight ahead. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce
doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Texans extend their lead yet again.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the route is on here in this first half. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Carr going to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And that will set him up in excellent shape. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
I think they'll have to make some decisions here. That's the 2nd fumble here in the 1st quarter. And what I mean by that is, do you have the confidence to stay with him? Or are you going to have to make a change and maybe go to someone else?
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
That's a nice... Simply being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
It's 3rd down and goal to go.
Now Stroud.
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game.
And the Texans have widened the gap now to 50 points.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Saints, nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there. And they'll go backwards right away. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. They shakes him off, and now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they've got the football, and they're already knocking on the door inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Dameon Pierce. What is going on here? 4 first-quarter touchdowns. Unbelievable. And the Texans just continue to roll. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Saints, nothing. Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. Quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And a tough turnover there as now they will have it at the 6-yard line, 1st and goal. The pocket collapsed around him. I know we talk about it a lot, but a QB has to have that 6th sense, doesn't he?
He really does, and I know of one team at one point was training their quarterback with that time frame, and anytime he didn't get rid.
Touchdown, Texans! Dalton Schultz from 6 yards away. And the Texans are pouring it on. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On second down, Kamara. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Well, this defense for the Texans, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury. I'm having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, these guys certainly need something good to go their way because this first quarter has been something of a disaster for them trying to move the ball. But that completion there maybe can get them focused and moving in the right direction.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. To throw his car. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first-half performance.
And, partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe. But I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they have done themselves absolutely no favors to earn a win today in this one, Charles. The turnover woes continue. On that last drive, they had that fumble that led. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, there are several factors at play for why they face this deficit right now, Charles, but that's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown and just giving the football away. Pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that all of our parents taught us to share as youngsters, but in this game, you don't want to share with the other team. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your team. Got to cut down on all of those throws, those errant passes, if they hope to get back into this game.
Stroud now on second down. That is caught by Dell. Touchdown, Houston. Tank Dell. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half.
Saints, nothing.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Kamara gets it again on second down. And he loses the football a second time. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Following the fumble recovery, Stroud gets past one man, and they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Stroud looking to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Robert Woods from
from 8 yards out. And the Texans extend their lead yet again. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the route is on here in this first half. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. The Saints with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it 2nd down and 11. To throw, it's Carr. They'll set up this. And oh my goodness, he loses it again. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and 10, here's Stroud. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Take down. Way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers. Offensive line obviously trying. The defense is doing a nice job against him today. When it's all said and done, it's all about the guy in the mirror. He has to get it done better going forward.
See if he can look and do some soul searching now. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now a play fake. Carr. He throws it on the move, but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. William Jackson with a pick. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. And no
surprised to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick six.
And it's plays like that one that made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
New Orleans offense back out and ready to go.
And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Thrown out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. Here's Carr to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Following the fumble recovery, Stroud to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Let's go now.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Fix the eagle. Fix the eagle.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he's going to be shoved back short of the goal line. He tried to break that plane, but couldn't get there, and that's going to leave him now at 3rd and goal.
On 3rd and goal, they're going to run the option.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Fairbairn able to put this one through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z.
Williams loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Steps away to his left. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And the offense does cover this one, but back inside their own 5-yard line. DeAndre Hopkins and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field.
He's well on his way to a 1,000-yard season, maybe on pace to just tear past that, Charles. Defensively, they need to pay a little bit more attention to him?
Yeah, I think so, because remember, throwing the football, that can shred a defense quicker than...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 49 yards there, a big one. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
And Stroud now to throw. That one into the hands of Hopkins downfield.
And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now he's into the clear again. Touchdown! Tank Dell on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Texans just continue to roll. Well, Charles, kind of the future of this franchise on display right there. You had a rookie throwing it, a rookie catching it, and taking it into the end zone.
Could you imagine if we were in the owner's box right now and we could look at the front office and see the grins on their faces, to see the present making plays and knowing what the future will bring with these youngsters going out and making big-time moments happen for this team.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot
position.
more than normal, put them in some tough spots, but what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been stymied left and right. Converted only 1 time. This will be 3rd and a mile. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And it'll be 4th down.
Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense.
Might he be on his way to a record-setting performance here, Charles? 2nd quarter, and the yardage number already ridiculous.
And they always talk about just focusing on the next play, but sometimes it's okay to dream big because
I'm focusing on the 4th quarter already.
Listen, I don't blame you, though.
He's got a man complete.
There he goes again.
Touchdown, Texans.
Tank Dell.
85 yards.
And the Texans are pouring it on.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it.
And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
Well, still time for him here as we sit in the second quarter. And this is incomplete. Oh, he looked like he had a pretty good line on that one. That would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And they will take over with a football just outside of the 10 at the 12-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines, and
he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. C.J. Stroud, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Texans have got it on cruise control. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
And he will not get away from the pressure here. Carr taken down. Hassan Ridgeway. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt Charles with that pick 6.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
It was Justin Houston who got him down.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Play action. Now it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys will take over at the 14-yard line in the red zone.
Here we go.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Check it.
Following the fumble recovery, Stroud. That's complete right around the 8. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot.
At the 4-yard line.
Here's Stroud.
That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Texans extend their lead yet again.
Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. So they go with a pass, and it works there on the 2-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on 2-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a 2-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. And they'll send the slot in motion left. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Will Anderson
In there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line.
Offense back out there along with Dameon Pierce.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. Breaks the tackle. Now an alley. There he goes left side.
Off to the races. Moving inside the 20.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce
with career touchdown number 70.
And the Texans just continue to roll. But D'Amico Ryans, even with the defensive mindset, he'll elect to go for 2 here. Stroud's going to try to throw for the conversion.
And this is going to be caught. I'm not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, every team that we ever talked about.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills. Touchdown!
Dameon Pierce,
30 yards.
and the Texans are pouring it on. let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen. And it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first-half scores just like this one.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Carr now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7, but I'd imagine we'll see the punt team here on 4th down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. On the return, it's King. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Texans will take over. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. Going deep for Hopkins. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Texans. DeAndre Hopkins on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1-play drive and into the end zone for 6. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here, or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
This time they stay on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to the 30. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
Oh, good move. Inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start up at TIAA Bank Stadium in Jacksonville. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. The Jaguars still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, we'll jet north to Ohio to check in on the Browns at home at Cleveland Browns Stadium. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting 49ers who are out in front. Christian McCaffrey with a couple of touchdowns there. Finally, let's take the trip across the Atlantic, see what's happening over in London. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Derrick Henry, 2-touchdown run.
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And just shutting him off there.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
So here are the Texans to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. Good starting field position for the Houston Texans here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line.
Stroud.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having
DeAndre Hopkins, he's all alone. Touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, 62 yards.
And the Texans have got it on cruise control.
I know this defense knew it coming into the game, Charles, and they know it even more now. DeAndre Hopkins is a tough cover.
And anytime you see him out there and there's less than double or triple teaming him, take a shot with him. Just what you're talking about. If he's such a tough cover, one guy's not going to get it done. Throw the ball out there. Let him go get it.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half.
Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line.
He'll start with a give to Kamara.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the third quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
Well, they're not, and right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
on play action. Now Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's going to carry out of the side of the end zone. And that, my friends, is a safety, 2 points. Well, Charles, I've heard of backing up to avoid the rush. I think this takes that to a whole new level.
And not upper level either.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into the...
And now off to the races, down the right side. Well, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap to Stroud. Throw over the middle is taken in by Dell. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. First and 10, it's Pierce. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Dameon Pierce taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans extend their lead yet again. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. They add on more. A little salt in the wound. 2-point conversion makes this lead even bigger.
But I guess when you're hot, you're hot. I mean, I would just go ahead and take the extra point and move on, but apparently they've got something to prove. Almost feels like something was said this week, and they wanted to make sure that they laid it on them in this game.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. They get 9 yards back on the run there, and they're left with a much more makeable 3rd and 2. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
Continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home, because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Texans. DeAndre Hopkins, 79 yards. And the Texans get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Saints again ready to go on offense. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single. The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
following the fumble recovery. Stroud. That is caught by Dell. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Stroud looking to throw. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. C.J. Stroud, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Texans are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. But DeMeco Ryans, even with the defensive mindset, he'll elect to go for 2 here. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. Well, not sure about the need to go for 2, but they get it and extend this lead out even further. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
It's second down.
Now they'll toss it out right to Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Carr. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it. Offense back out there along with Dameon Pierce.
We've seen him be good so far. He's hoping to continue that trend here in quarter number 3.
And typically when you see guys running it this well, they see the game in slow motion, don't they? They see the cuts happen. They see the blocks happen. They feel really good about their vision. And then they use their legs to find that open space.
And he's had some good help up front to boot.
On for the field goal. A very long attempt.
And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Mr. Davis, you're a football lifer, my friend. You've called games at the highest level. You know head coaches inside and out. Please explain that one to me. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
A little juke. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
And I don't quite know what's happening here. It's a first down, but the field goal team is out onto the field. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
After that last sequence, they're sitting pretty comfortably. They force the fumble, get the field goal, and expand on that lead here in the second half.
And don't expect them to rest on their laurels after that kick either. They'll keep their effort up until the final whistle. They don't consider any lead safe.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And then the ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Slot man moves right. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. Wiggles free. And another tackle broken. And this will be a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You trail them by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. And the Texans scoop it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Following the fumble recovery. Stroud. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. Touchdown! DeAndre Hopkins with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others. And the Texans are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Drops this off to and hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it.
So after that sequence, if we're watching both teams' defenses, didn't it feel like a revolving door? One's on, they think they're off for a while. The other has to come on, they think they're on for a while. Then they're off, here comes the other one. Just kept turning the ball over. They've got to cut that out.
So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. On the chip, and I think the ball's out. And this is picked up by the defense. And now 3 drives, 3 fumbles.
What's amazing about it is when we go around and watch practices, how many times do we see them put that sleeve over a football now to make it more slippery and hard to handle? It's almost like they're playing with that sleeve on the ball right now. Was it 3 drives? Yeah. 3 fumbles?
3 fumbles.
It's time to change our luck some way, somehow. Focus, concentration, you'll hear those words on the bench in a big way right now.
And they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. Escapes the sack. Flush to his right. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. C.J. Stroud. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Texans take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense.
Carr now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Well, that run good for 6 yards, but they're still looking up at a 3rd and 15.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Texans scoop it. And he's got his guys set up great now. 1st and goal, and the Pigs get it to 7-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. They run here with Singletary. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Texans touchdown. Devin Singletary with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Fairbairn, the kickoff for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a mistake, a surprising mistake there in the kicking game as he sends that one out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure. Because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so the minimum.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Carr. And my goodness, another interception. William Jackson with a pick. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Charles, are you...
receptions. I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Devin Singletary with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Texans take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New Orleans offense set to take over. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game.
And he loses the football a second time. And they're able to get this one across the 35. I'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill, or the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground. Whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line.
Second down, and it's Kamara again. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing his car on 3rd down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. The last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Inside the 20. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Devin Singletary, a dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns. And the Texans just continue to roll. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Carr going to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. that was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower post-game. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
118 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. In motion right goes Hopkins. He'll get an opportunity with it on the touch pass.
And it's a touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, a 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll spot him at the 3-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here. And now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on Z. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Devin Singletary, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Texans add 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them,
Both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of them.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. And he'll take this one in for the Texans touchdown.
C.J. Stroud, 31 yards. And the Texans take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Saints coming out now to take the field.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do that? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
On first down, Carr. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
It's second down and 10.
Here's Carr to throw.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. That's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Here's King. Escapes the defender. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And he will have a touchdown. Covered a lot of ground there. 81 yards on the punt return.
And the Texans are pouring it on. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here.
The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it.
But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Well, obviously you never want to fumble, but if you do, good to be towards the sideline and saves them the possession.
Saves the embarrassment, saves it going down on the play sheet as a turnover. But I still think it should go to the defense, even if they don't recover it. If you give up the football, you gave up the football.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
Can you tell what I played?
Yeah, you played defense. I'll let you go.
I took a shot.
Here's Carr. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just about on his own goal line. Take it at the 37. And there he goes again. touchdown. 63 yards on a punt return score. And the Texans have got it on cruise control. Fairbairn now to add the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Pardon my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game.
Under pressure, and they get to him again. Will Anderson drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now. He's been terrific so far. And he's able to get it out of there. Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Houston set to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it up.
There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Texans. Takedown, 56 yards.
And the Texans extend their lead yet again.
He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
From the gun, it's Carr. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Will Anderson coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just outside his own goal line.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, CD, we are witnessing something that I never thought that I would witness. I would imagine you never thought this, too. I mean, we have a team taking the field in an NFL game, and they are up by triple digits. I mean, 50 is a lot, but to get to over 100, this is just crazy.
We've seen in the history of the game of basketball, few people score 100 points individually, men and women. But we've never seen this before in NFL history. We've only seen 2 teams combine for 100 points in a game 5 times in league history. One of the greatest games ever played, by one of the teams anyway.
And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
178-yard rush pushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Stroud now on 1st and 10. And the catch made by Hopkins. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Buying time. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
C.J. Stroud.
A 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Texans just continue to roll.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Working from the gun, it's Carr. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Jonathan Allen in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. Here comes the Saints punter now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. And this will be touched by a member of the kicking team inside the 20, and it's at the 17-yard line. And now out comes Houston as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6. Singletary to get the drive started. Down the numbers. There he goes.
How about this? Racing to the end zone.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Devin Singletary, 83 yards. And the Texans are pouring it on.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Back to the air on second down. It's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within the shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
Here comes the Saints punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it. The Texans back out there and ready to go. And right about now, heck, they might be wishing they did not have a bye week coming up next week. It appears they're going to go into that week off in high spirits as they've got this one well in hand. Stroud looking to change the play. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Trying to stretch the field with Schultz. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Stroud on third down now. Going deep for Hopkins. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here's Cameron Johnston now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints again ready to go on offense. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. Throwing on first down is Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And a costly turnover there as the ball will be spotted first and goal at the 5-yard line. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Texans are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have, because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball, definitely coming from his head coach.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles, but they've got to take care of the football. And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Texans scoop it. And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a short memory to play in the NFL. You got to remember what you did wrong so you don't repeat it. But you can't dwell on it because then you will repeat it, and that's what you don't want to do.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Carr now to throw.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw, it's Carr. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Will Anderson drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. On the return, it's King. And bulldozing his way through. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. On for the PAT, Ka'imi Fairbairn. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Taken right around the 44. Now they can't bring him down. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A give up the middle to Singletary. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 34 yards there on a 1st down. Singletary will take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
Well, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. That one looks like he'll throw here. On the slant, complete to Hopkins. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
And give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter, and Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball, and sometimes even your special teams, and that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense.
They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened.
And now the ball's out. Carr lost it. Fumble. And the Texans scoop it. So they take over not only in enemy territory, but in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive.
On the give, this is Singletary. Shelling through the defense. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill. But remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes. And that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. They are down big. They have not scored a single point. I don't know. Are they so defeated at this point you just want to get in the locker room and get the heck out of here?
That is one way to approach it. Sometimes coaches say, that's it, okay? It hasn't worked all game. There's no sense in doing something now. Let's get out of here. No one gets hurt. But others will look at it and say, we still have an opportunity to do something.
On the line.
Exactly. You have pride on the line, execution as you look forward and get ready for your next game, and a message to your team. We're not going to quit. No matter what the battle is, we're going to finish this thing out.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
The throw out wide going to be incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
They came into this one with a vision, Charles, and it has played out exactly as they had hoped, if not even better. They've got the huge lead here, and now the football for the final moments of the 4th.
Yeah, and it was apparent that they were the better team, right? We figured that out pretty early, but give them a lot of credit for staying with.
And this is caught, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
He put quite a bit of air underneath that touchdown pass. Of course, we knew that he had the strong arm.
That part was easy. You could see that throughout his college career. But what you want to know about a rookie is when the pressure's on, can you throw with touch? He just did right there. And, boy, it was pretty.
Fairbairn good with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had